Welcome back to Elite Barber Parlor Podcast. We are on episode 13. Manny's lost because Manny hasn't been doing his editing at home.
My bad.
He's been playing video games.
Been busy, man.
He thinks he can play basketball and go to LA Fitness and work on these old boys out there.
To 11 at night.
To 11.
Oh, you wasn't shooting with me in the gym.
Hell yeah. But today we got Gavin.
Yeah,
Where's Gavin? Went to college, barber college with him.
What's up, man?
So tell us about yourself, Gavin. How'd you get into the whole barber industry? What made you decide to get into it?
Where do I start, man? All right, so growing up, my dad, he used to cut my hair growing up, and just to try to save a quick dollar or something like that. And as you know, like, it's either one haircut or no haircut at all. Just like his, my dad rocked a lower cut. You know, I wanted to experiment with styles and stuff like that, but that wasn't happening.
Busting it off.
Yeah, and this is when like fresh fades was like a big thing. So like,
Is that why you don't cut your hair off no more? Bro?
No,
You're like, I've been buzzing it all my life.
I don't know, man, but I asked him one day, and I was just like, "Look, man, let me just do it myself, just to try to figure it out." Thought it could be easy. Turned out it wasn't, but like I'm so stubborn. Like, I fried myself a couple times, got a little better, got my friends involved. They did the same thing. They was just like, "Man, you should do it, da 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 da." And I always been cutting ever since college, military, and now I'm here. So that's not
So
good.
it started in like high school or before high school?
Right at senior year. So like the end of my senior year, I started cutting.
So your dad was cutting your hair all the way through senior year, bro? So you weren't going to barbers. You weren't getting freshed up for 18 years?
Look, every once in a while, like, I'll go with my buddies, like, I'll save up some money, go to the barbershop, look fresh for like a week, and then it's back to
Buzz.
The buzz.
yeah. So yeah.
And what'd you go to college for originally?
I wanted to be a teacher.
Okay.
So but then I started dealing with kids, and
So
was the end
did
of
you
that.
become a teacher ever?
no, like I said, I started dealing with kids, and like I guess at that time, like I didn't have the patience, and like I couldn't give them what they wanted from me, and I just decided to like pursue something else. You know what I mean?
And that was always kind of in the back of your head, like a plan B, because you already kind of knew how to do it, right? You already got your feet away with it.
Yeah.
I don't think anybody plans to be I don't think he wanted to be
Honestly,
a barber.
yeah.
I don't think he
'Cause
wanted to be a
nah.
teacher.
I feel like same thing. Like I had something going, and that was just in the back. Like I just happened to know how to cut hair, after cutting for so long.
Yeah, and you got these expectations with like your parents and stuff, like, oh, you want to get a 9 to 5, all this stuff, like
Student
go
tie.
home,
Yeah,
like
Saying
super
college is
professional.
great.
Hey, how's it going?
Yeah.
All that stuff, but nah.
We
Like-
talked about it last time. I
Yeah.
think on a podcast how my mom wanted me to be a lawyer or like somebody like in a suit and tie or a doctor and stuff. And when I became a barber, they were like, "Hey, get you a real job."
Yeah.
What you mean? I mean, back in the day, it wasn't that. Like now, it's
Yeah.
a little bit more.
Honestly, because back in the day, it was like $10, $12,
Yeah.
$15.
Actually, when I started out in Utah, when I was in the military, I did an apprenticeship, and they were charging like, I want to say $8 or $13. Like they were charging
man.
$8, then they moved up to 13. So like it was a big adjustment. And then like when I think why I went so hard, because like my dad, he was just like, you got to have a plan B, da 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 da. Like make sure, can you pay your bills? And you know how moms were, like, oh my gosh, are you okay? Like they always give you that side, like that sad puppy face, like, oh, I'm cutting hair now. Oh really? But thank God I haven't like asked them for no money. I mean,
Yeah.
times have been hard, but like, it's just the fact that they like don't think I can do it. That's what pushes me to keep going. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? So
Because the last thing you want to do is be like, oh, it didn't work out. I'm
Yeah.
going to do this now. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Because you
Yeah.
bet on yourself. So you got to
Yeah.
put all your chips in.
yeah, and I've been winning ever since. So so
Mm-hmm.
And we talked about in the last podcast too with Mark how we can make some pretty good money as barbers, better than bachelor's degree and master's degree, and we control our schedule and
exactly.
and we're doing what we love as art, and I think that's why our parents don't agree with it, because like let's go back to the 80s or the 90s where our parents were probably like, I want to be an interior designer, or I want to be like an art, like I want to draw for a living. And I mean, you crazy,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Yeah.
So for us, this is our art. This is our this is what I want to do. This is what I love. and they don't see it as what we're seeing it as. Like, we love doing this.
And I feel like at the time they didn't have the freedom to think about what they love. It was more like, what can I do to provide for my family, right? Yeah. Whether I love it or not.
And that's crazy too. That's what I love about the new generation. Like, they're not afraid to like push the boundary. Cause like, who would have thought? Like, you see people on TikTok, Instagram, YouTube, just like, I watch somebody who like fix up fish tanks for a living, and I promise you, I'll be zombie like locked in, just like,
bro. I love fish tanks.
That's what I'm saying. Like, they just be locked in with it. They be so excited about it, and like, you know, they making millions off of it. You know, like 6,500 gallon tanks and stuff like that, and like they're being sponsored by it, and they got millions of views doing this stuff.
Who you
so,
watch
like,
on YouTube?
So it's this dude like Paul Cafaro.
For the fish tanks.
Are you asking me like?
Yeah, because I watch MD tanks, MD fish tanks, and
I just kind of got into it because like I don't really have a hobby right now. Like, my life is just consisted of like my wife, my dog, and then my barbering. So like, I just need to branch out and find something.
I need a friend. I need a new friend, bro. I lost Byron. I'm looking for a new friend, bro. I like aquariums, so man, I could tell you I came in like excited about my aquarium. I was like, okay, yeah. I'm like, man, I got them koi, and I got this, and you know, the nitrates, and the plants, and the ecosystem, and everybody looking at me like,
yeah.
But I'd be up there watching the aquascape ones.
Yeah, they be building whole things in their backyard and stuff. Like, bro, it's a trip, bro. It's a trip, bro. Yeah.
But I mean, they could do what they love and make money off it.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
For sure.
They don't have to answer to anybody. Mm-hmm. So that definitely is dope with this generation that we have that, right? And we could either be creators of it and be part of it, or I feel like everybody falls victim of being consumed from it, right? Cause, I mean, come on, you're gonna find something that you find interesting online.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Every time.
And, you know, my sister says she wants to come this week to record because she's like, I've always wanted to be a content creator, and I think, you know, back in the day when you used to ask me like, what you want to do, like me, I was like, I want to be an astronaut. Or I want to be a professional soccer player, or I want to, you know, actually I had a weird one. I wanted to be a comedian. You ask people, I want to be a policeman, a firefighter, or an astronaut, right? And now you ask kids, what do you want to do? And they're like, I want to be a YouTuber. I want to be an influencer. I want to be a content creator.
Yeah.
And now we get to do that as well, though. Like, that's pretty dope. Like,
oh yeah, definitely dope.
Who would have thought, bro? Like, I was telling man when I started in 2010 in the shop, bro, no music, old school shop. You know, I would have never thought we'd be on Instagram like that. Like, we'd be making this much money as barbers. It'd be so hyped up. We would be respected. Like, you know, like Lowe's Cut and A-Rod charging $600 a haircut. Like, I would have never thought. I would have never thought I'd be where I am either. But the barber industry itself, would, like, you know,
it elevated, bro, a lot.
Definitely. Goes back to people pushing those boundaries, man. Like,
otherwise it never would have happened.
Yeah. You know? Like, and a lot of people, they try to like put you in this box of like, oh, you can't charge this. This is too expensive, da-da-da-da-da. But you charge what you worth. Like, you got to, you know.
Gavin.
You actually got to. Yeah. Me and Jimmy had that conversation. Like, I just told him, like, my confidence wasn't up there. Like, although, you know, I am good. And that's not no cocky shit or nothing like that. But, you know, I love what I do. And I spend hours and hours on my craft. But confidence wise, like, I don't have the confidence to like charge those prices. But, you know, he was just telling me like, nah, bro, like, you got something, you know, and I appreciate you for that. Like, you know, that's real. Cause
I charged $20, bro, for 8 years, bro. I think 2012 to 2018, bro. I was stuck at that $20 gap.
Yeah.
And it's like I was so scared of raising my prices just because it was so average, and I was afraid to lose clients. But once you lose the fear, bro, it you know, you just you start going up, and I never lost a beat. No, you know, especially if you're disciplined, if you're on time, you take care of your client, they're gonna value you. And I mean, I see your haircuts, bro. Like, you know, they're good. And I've seen people that are trash. I'm not gonna say no names. I could, but charging $35 a cut. I don't judge people, but I'm seeing this barber on Instagram charging $35 a cut. He's not as half as good as you, bro. I'm just being real. He's not as half as anybody in the shop.
Yeah.
But he has the confidence. He's like, yeah, you know, I'm so and so. I'm this barber, man. Come check me out in my suite, man. I'm I'm the stuff. Like he's like, yeah, come check me out. And he records himself, and he's charging 35, and his clients are giving him shout out, best barber in the age, best barber, and I'm just like, I give him $10.
But that just goes to show that it's not all about the haircut. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And people confide in us for other things, because you could. I mean, majority of the time they can't tell like a perfect cut from a good one, right? But once you got that down, that's cool. But now you got to work on the small things. You know what I mean? What makes you valuable to them? That's
like, I think that's a lot of people's problem. Like, well, especially as artists, like we're stuck in our own heads at times. Like, you know, it may look perfect to them, but like in your head, it's like, oh, it's a little dark spot here, or it may be a little line or something like that. Because you think about it, like that's your name going out there, like that's your calling card. So like people can be like, bro, that's fire, or yeah, that's fire, I guess, you know, like, you know what I mean? So I just keep that in mind, and I think that's where my lack of confidence comes from, because I've always been like an overthinker. Yeah. You know what I mean? When it comes to the haircut, right? Yeah. And I mean, all of us could be victim to that. I feel like I was there too, but I feel like when I started thinking of it more of as a business, my focus started going to, because I used to try to compete with other people, right? Like, oh, my haircut's better than that guy, without saying anything, but just thinking, obviously, I'm a male, you know, we're competitive. Yeah. But then it became, okay, I'm not going to be the best at cutting, ever. There's always going to be somebody better at cutting, whether they're not in the shop, whether they're over here, whatever. There's always going to be somebody code. But what can I perfect other than that? I can show up on time better than anybody. I could stay later more than anybody. I can make more conversation, more like just little things that I could start being better at that I saw other people weren't so good at. Yeah. Yeah, it's definitely a service. Like, you're a man of service in this industry. So like, you know, it's all about the customer service, because like people, like, hair grows back the next day, so it's not always going to be the freshest, but they remember that conversation. Like, you know, if you think back to it, like we were the therapists, like even starting out, like weren't the first barbers like doctors or something like that too? Yeah. So like it's definitely like a bloodletting or something, like service, bro. Like, so I take that into consideration. Like, I'm a man of service, so I'm gonna try to provide you with the best service and let my service be better than somebody else's, and that's what keeps them coming back. You know what I mean? Because they remember you. Yeah. Out of all the chairs they sat in, they're like, man, I can remember the time I sat in Gavin's chair. Yeah. You know? Like, I got a guy. He says like the same story every time. Just because I listen and I say, oh, well, is that right? Da 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 da. Like, you know, he comes back, bro. Like, it's no bullshit. Because you listen. Like, because I'm listening. Some people just want to be listened to. Yeah. So I mean, believe me, like, I think one of my barbers that's sitting next to me now, I told him, I was like, hey, I kind of don't like this client, bro. He's like, I could have sworn you were so cool with him, because you, like, you know, talk to him. And it's like, you know, there's people that we don't have the same ideas, but I'm not going to portray it. There's people that I love, man, in my chair, but I listen to him, and he thinks we're friends. Yeah, I don't think he's my friend. I see it as a business, but he feels comfortable in my chair, and he's gonna keep coming back because he needs that. And I also see that. I'm like, yo, I'm gonna listen to him anyways, you know. Yeah. But we can clash. We can clash in opinions, political opinions, religious opinions. But hey, man, I'm still gonna. Okay, cool, bro. Yeah. So. But did you go to barber school in Indiana? Nah, I went in Texas. Texas Barber College. Oh yeah, you just. But Gessner. When did you move to Texas? What was that? 2018. Yeah. Hey, I just got out. What happened in 2018? All your homies, a lot of people went to that Texas Barber College in 2018, bro. Yeah. Hey, they got it. Craig, that boy Craig could get you hooked. Shout out Craig, man. He can get you hooked, bro. Hey, send him this video when y'all get a chance. And honestly, and like, that's a prime example. Like, in barbering, because we're the business, right? Like, you're the niche. You don't have to be so good at anything. Just be good at being you, right? And be interesting. Like, there's people that come to me and ask me, oh, well, this, or you play basketball, or you do this, or you do this. Like, just different things that make you interesting or that you could talk about. Mm-hmm. And you could just open the spectrum to so many people. And I feel like that's how you could gain leverage, too. And Craig, for example, had so much leverage with his personality, with the way he could talk to you. Yeah, and he really sold a dream. Like, he was just like, you know, like, you're changing your life, da 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 da. And I'm coming out like I'm coming out the military talking about, like, man, you know, like I'm about to get married. Like I want to provide for my family. Oh, of course you could do this. And this just the skills and da-da-da-da-da. And me like a sucker, I'm just, really?
Where do I sign?
Like,
Tell me where to sign. You know what I'm
signed
saying?
up that day.
Ain't even a barber, bro.
No.
But he could sell. He could sell
And
anything.
you show up to barber school and it's like,
Yeah.
for
sure.
And then 2
You
weeks
just gotta
later,
say it.
2 weeks later, you see him selling the same dream to like a group of 10 other people.
so
Yeah, bro.
you said something important. We're salesmen. We really are. We sell ourselves. I mean, we're not prostitutes.
But I feel like in anything, you're always trying to sell yourself, whether it's to your parents to be a good kid, to your wife to be a good spouse. You're always trying to sell yourself to some extent. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And if you could sell yourself here as a barber, I think a lot of people see it the wrong way. Like, I gotta be the coldest, I gotta be this, I gotta be the hypest. But it's like, no, you gotta sell who you are. I think people visit barbers for their personality.
Yeah,
Definitely. And going back to another thing that kind of works for me, like I just get the client talking about them, because like a salesman told me, like, you get them to talk about them, you can just focus on your haircut. You can, because I personally do not like to talk at all while I'm in the chair, like, because like I'm on a schedule. I try to get my haircuts down 30 minutes, bro, like, you know. And then if I'm like, oh, is that right? Da 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 da. Like 45 minutes have passed and I ain't doing nothing, because there is talkers, and like some people, I don't know if it's the clients that I got, but like they won't keep their head straight. They'll kind of like look you in your eyes and talk.
Before
to
you know
like,
it, the next strip's coming off already. You're like, man, let me take this shit off.
And then they're like spinning on the chair, and I'm like, bro, please just sit still.
They want to face you so they can speak to you.
So
man, you ever catch yourself? Irvin's over here now, so he'd be laughing. Like I'm doing the edge up, or I'm doing something, and if I have to say something important, like I'm deep into this conversation, like we're talking
He's
about,
complete
like,
opposite, bro.
like
He the type to cut the clipper off and gonna
I'll
talk to
turn
you
it
for
off
20
and
minutes.
I'll turn you around. I'll face you towards me. I'm like, so yeah, man, this is how the universe got created, and this is the purpose of life. Like we're deep into our conversation, bro. And
Client sitting over there waiting on his cut. Jimmy over here.
and we're like deep, and then I usually I have that clock there. It tells me, so I know when I need to rush and when I need to. But yeah, I'll cut off the clippers and I'll talk.
see, I had a barber like that when I was in the military. So one day I'm trying to get ready for work and stuff. So I was like, you know, I'll get my hair cut. So I'll go down the street right off base. And there's this guy, like the sweetest dude in the world, I swear. Like, shout out Derek. But he was the type to just talk, or he'll like cut off the clippers, go to the restroom or something, like talk with the other clients. Like I showed up 2 hours before I had to go to work, and I was still an hour late. Between waiting, because he would do this with all his clients, but like his clientele like was out the door. Like I was waiting for like an hour and a half, because like he just had that presence, like he just had that rapport with everybody. So like I definitely respect it, but it's definitely a balance. Like
I have to. Like there's times where I have to cut it off. Like I know, like it. And sometimes I'll ask the client, I was like, yo, you in a rush?
Yeah, because a lot of times they come for like a lunch break. And you're like, damn, I really can't spend no more than what I need to.
But it's weird too, because clients, like, sometimes they like to be rushed, because like you got those clients who's just like, man, who can get me in the fastest?
Yeah,
or whatever.
Yeah.
Like it's just,
I don't like that.
They take their time over the quality.
but it's how you cater to your audience. Like me personally, like I prefer somebody who sits still, like who talks every once in a while, and just like, you know, just a good person to be around. You know what I mean? So like,
And that's the beauty of it too. You could kind of mold into who you want to deal with. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And you attract what you become in a way. That's your law, you know?
Yeah.
Exactly.
I like if a client tells me, yo, I know I booked for 5, but man, can you get me out at 5:30? Even though they booked the haircut and beard.
Yeah.
Like I usually, my service is an hour of haircut and beard. He's like, yo, you think you can knock me out in 30, 40 minutes, bro? And they'll ask, they know that this is not my usual time. I'm like, yeah, just be quiet. Don't talk to me. Shut up. And they're like, for real? I was like, yeah, shut up. Don't talk to me. I get you out in 40 minutes.
Man.
And some people do come in. It's like, yo, I'm in a rush, bro. And then I'm like, yo, I'll do what I can. Or some people tell me, like, hey, sneak me in. I'll do what I can, but I'll always try to do quality. And if I'm like sneaking in, like clients don't know, bro, I'm throwing in a taper when they're asking me for a low fade.
Yeah, for real.
So I'm sneaking them in like that. Yeah. And then, but yeah, Irvin kind of noticed that. One time a client was like, yo, Jimmy, I hate to interrupt you, but I got a dentist appointment at 3. He booked a haircut. From my haircuts are 45 minutes. Two to 2:45. He was gonna get out my chair at 2:45.
Yeah.
You booked it. You saw the time. Why'd you book a dentist appointment at 3? So then he tells me, he's, I need you to hurry up, bro. Like, I have a dentist appointment. And Irvin was like, he kind of looked at me like, do you feel some type of way? I said no, because he saw the time. He knew he wasn't gonna get out of my chair till 2:45. I got him out, I think, at 2:35 or 2:40. So when he told me I need you to rush, stop talking, I did. I stopped talking and I rushed him, but I didn't feel any type of way. I didn't. I was like, you booked it. It's not my fault. You're gonna be late to your dentist appointment.
I cut pretty fast, so like I don't never worry about time. Like if it's an unfamiliar, like I'm very systematic and I'm very consistent with like what I do. So when somebody switches it up, that's like, because I can usually knock out a haircut in like 15 minutes. Like, no lie. Like if I'm just in my zone, like I got like a whole system. It's crazy. And like
Racer everything.
well, kind of. Like if it's somebody who's like, it just depends on the situation. Like if they're going to work, like I could just knock them out. Or if they got something special, like then I'll take my time. Or, you know, if they're the picky type of person, I'll just get them out of there, bro. Like,
'Cause you don't want.
yeah, like I don't want to deal with it. I'm very proficient at like what I do, and I try to, cause the way I look at it, you know, hourly, like it's X amount of dollars per like hour. So if I can knock out 4, that's like, and if I'm charging like 40, what's that, 160 an hour, like 4 haircuts an hour, 160. Yeah, so like I just put it together like that. So like I'm going to get you out. Like I'm going to get you out in the story.
So, you know, how'd you start? Where did you start working at after Barber College?
So I started out actually with the person that I went to school with at Don Dada Cuts. You remember Don?
Don, yeah.
And worked with him for a little bit.
I think David still works there, huh?
I believe so. Like
Yeah.
I try to keep up, but like I be so focused on my own stuff. Like I don't really be like reaching out to everybody. But shout out to everybody from Texas Barber College. I see y'all doing your thing. But
So how long were you at Don's for?
I don't know. I want to say like a month or 2, but some stuff happened. It's no love lost or nothing like that. But had to move on to another thing, and like the guy, that's a whole different story. But I don't shout out this next shop, but this guy was trying to say like he's fair, like he worked off a commission, but he was like, he's always used to start off, people say I'm fair, but I want to do a 60-40 split, 60 his way. And I was just like, I'm not a mathematician, but like the math is not mathing. Like you don't even pick up a pair of clippers, but you want 60%. Like I'm putting in all the work and you want 60%.
So
No way.
it was 40 for you.
Yes.
No way, bro.
Yes. 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 Yes.
We know somebody that took that one thinking it was the other way around. He was like, oh, 60-40. He's like, yeah. Comes back. He's like, oh, it's 40 for me.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
And did he have people there though? He had workers there?
Like he had it, but like, to be honest, like I never looked back, so I don't know exactly
How he's doing.
Yeah, how he's doing. Like, I mean, I wish you the best, but like, I don't think you'll go far with robbing people.
Yeah.
dang, I don't know.
Like, I don't think so.
For real.
I don't think
That's
so.
what you're doing at that point, you know.
Yeah.
And I feel like especially once you enter that, it's no longer about quality. Like these barbers are trying to get you in and out because they're working on 40%.
Yeah.
So they really gonna leave you sloppy, you know.
Like I would have went to sports clips if I wanted to do that.
Yeah.
You know what
exactly.
I mean? Like,
Exactly.
So like one thing as a barber owner, man, I've owned shops, I've managed shops, and you know I've seen people get that treatment 60-40, 60 for the shop or 50-50, bro.
Yeah.
And then they
I feel
come.
like that's even steep. For me,
Yeah,
bro.
that's steep
Yeah.
for me. But then they come here and they, I was charging 150 booth rent, bro, and I'm doing everything a commission shop does. I'll bring in clients,
Yeah.
and kind of like ungrateful, bro. And I'm like, yo, you were in this situation, like you were getting. I'm trying not to use a curse word.
Raped.
Yeah. Yes, and then
Not everybody got that vision though. Like everybody, some people, they just want to be comfortable. Like, I don't want to be comfortable. Like, my goal is to be a barbershop owner one day. Like, I want to take on that responsibility because, like, I don't know, like, everything that I've ever done, like, I just try to go hard as I can, you know what I mean? So, like, especially with, like, barbering, like, I want to run it till the wheels fall off. Like, I told my parents, like, I will never ask y'all for a dime, and I stood on that.
That's good.
So,
yeah, man. So that's kind of one thing that really mind boggles me as a owner. Like, I got barbers coming in from 60-40, 50-50, you know, working 9 to 8. You got to mob the shop, you got to clean the shop, and then they come here and I don't expect nothing from you. Just work. I just expect your work ethic. I'm not asking you to mop. I'm not asking you to clean. I'm doing all the footwork. I'm putting in the towels. I like, just come work, come in with a good attitude. And they seem to just like, nah, like, because they had PTSD, post-traumatic, like, somebody took advantage of them. So then they come here and they're very defensive over me trying to tell them what time to get here. I'm just trying to push you. I push their booth rent, but I'm like, yo, get here at 10, get here at 9:30, stay here till we close. You know, catch a walk-in. I push them, and some are like, yeah, like, is this booth rent? I mean, I could do what I want. Yeah. And they look at me like that. I'm like, yeah, I mean, it's true, but I'm trying to push you because I care about your career, you know, and it's so crazy in this industry, bro. So crazy what I've seen. I don't know.
It's hard, bro. It's hard dealing with all those personalities, you know?
And it's hard.
Yeah.
And so now, that was 2 barbershops you went to when you finished school. Now this is the 3rd one that you're at now?
Yeah, MVC Barbershop. Shout out MVC Barbershop, man. Gotta plug the brand, man. So, I've been there for almost 3 years now.
Oh, wow.
Oh,
yeah,
nice.
So this is your bread. Like, this is where you stood. Like, you could say this is your first, like, staple shop. You've been there for a while.
Yeah, definitely.
Damn, that's good, bro. I feel like I can never last somewhere longer than like a year and a half. Like, there's always something wrong, and I'm just like, man, I'm gone, you know?
I don't know, man. Like, it's once you find certain people that, like, be kind of, like, on the same page, like, you just kind of be like, okay, this is what we're working towards, da-da-da-da-da. Like,
yeah.
Like, it's no question, like, but, you know, like, I just had a plan because I wanted to learn things. Like, cutting hair, maybe fading, maybe, you know, or different aspects of barbering, like the business, the ins and outs or something like that. So, like, if you got somebody, you know, pouring into you,
it gives you just that much more reason to stay, right?
Yeah, exactly. So, again, shout out to MVC, man.
Yeah,
so,
man. And that's one thing that I try to do as a business owner. I try to pour into them. Like, if they ask me, and it's funny because I told them, ask me. I mean, Manny, he's asked me a few questions. Ask me. I'll let you know about the licensing, everything that it takes to get the license. It's really not that hard. It's just asking questions. Yeah. How I found out, calling people, finding out how to do it. And I pour into them what I've been in this industry 12 years. You know, so it's like I try to teach them, but some of them, they don't want it.
Yeah.
Not everybody has the same vision. Yeah. And Manny, you got to be here more, not just a year, bro.
I know, bro.
Nah, man.
See value.
Nah, I talked to Manny on different occasions, man. Like, bro, like, you've been killing it ever since barber school, bro.
Yeah,
I don't know, like, I wanted to say it on Kim, like, you kept me going. It's a few of y'all people that just kept me going in barber school, and you was one of them. Like, you know, you always had the killer instinct, always, you know, professional, just always, like, about business and always about your work, and I thank you for it, bro.
Yeah, for sure, bro. For sure, man. And I'm so thankful for the owner I was around at the time, because I was already working at a shop on weekends, and they kind of planted that seed, like, that you need to be always worried about business, about barber, and carry yourself in that manner. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And that shifted me, because I went into barber college like, I ain't finna set up for what? Like, you ain't finna pay me. You ain't finna.
You already went in.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But it's like, for what, bro? Like, if you can get more practice, if you could practice your professionalism, if you could practice your different technique. Yeah. So the biggest pet peeves.
So, yeah, man, like, coming into a shop, saying, who's the best? I want the best one to take care of me. If you're that worried about your haircut, you should have a stable barber.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If you're
you should already done your research, right?
For sure, bro.
There's no reason you should be hopping to shops.
I hate that, bro. Like, I hate that with a passion. Like, as soon as somebody comes in, and you can quote me on this, if you come in asking who's the best, I will send you to the worst barber. Facts. So, Yeah.
And it sucks because, you know, you can't say that in front of your teammates. You can't.
And I'm not saying like the worst, but like the newest person. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I don't like calling people trash or nothing like that. So like the newest person, not the trashes, because nobody's trash. We're all learning. We all got to start somewhere.
Yeah, and it's like, how am I supposed to answer that question? You're putting me on the spot.
Yeah.
How you gonna put me on the spot? Who's the best one here? Like I can't say that, because then I'm gonna make everybody else feel bad. Like they're not the best one.
Yeah.
You know, so you can't come into a shop and ask that.
Yeah.
Too, I hate it when they keep turning themselves to the mirror, like trying to look.
Trying to tell you how to do your job and stuff. Like,
Yeah.
I hate that too. Like, one dude, I had to tell him straight up, like, I cannot cut you no more. Like, when you tell me something, like, you're telling me how to do my job. I've been doing this for years. Like, I don't come into your job and tell you, like, oh, you should be serving this, or, oh, you should be typing it like this, or so many words. Like, don't tell me how to do my job, bro.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
that's
honestly, yeah.
That's
I
so
agree
annoying.
with that one too.
That
bro.
is so
I've had clients
annoying.
tell me like, oh, dude, you should get on Booksy, because I feel like my old barber had Booksy. And I think in my head, like, bro, you don't think I literally went through all the booking systems already?
Yeah.
You don't think I already figured out which one's better than this one and this one's better? You don't think I did that? You know?
Yeah.
You think I just come and cut hair? Like, come on, bro.
I also hate the bitter, like, ex-client too. Like, when they sit in your chair, they'll be like, well, my old barber used to do this. Like, just go back to him.
Yeah.
Like, make amends and go back to him. Like, I'm tired of you talking about your old barber. Like, let me do me, man. Like,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? Like, you see my reviews. You see what I do. Like, everybody tells you, like, hey, he does good work. Let me prove that to you.
And that's the thing. And if it didn't go that way, you didn't like it, then I'm not the barber for you. It doesn't have to get to the point to where
each his
you're
own,
trying
man.
to tell me that I need to do this better. I need to do. It don't have to get there.
Yeah.
Ooh, when I'm shaving them, bro, or like I'm trying to edge up the bottom and they keep getting up. And then I have a client that always wants to make it known, like, I think for me it's not a pet peeve, but it's a personality thing. You know, when you got those clients that are cocky, like, yeah, I got money, or I got it like that. Like, you know, I've cut some people with money and they kind of act like they own you.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
I'm in your chair, like do this for me, hold my coffee, charge my phone, but in a very like demeanor,
Condescending,
like
yeah.
Arrogant. Yeah.
yeah, like
Yeah.
you know, I have clients like, dude, my phone's dead, bro. You got a charger by any chance? Yeah, bro, I got you. But that's a good, not like, hey man, charge my phone.
Yeah.
You know, so I dislike people that kind of look down on you because maybe you're a barber. Maybe they think they got, and they do have money, and they think they have some type of control over you. I don't like cocky people or people who say condescending things. I had a client recently. I say, oh yeah, like I'm going to this restaurant, and some clients that have money, like they can't assimilate. Like, why is my barber going to this expensive restaurant? Only I can afford that, and you can see it in their face.
Yeah.
And you know, I know I'm about to say something, and I wanted to slap this client in the face, right? I was like, hey man, my mom I'm going to a steakhouse this weekend, and you know, he's like, which one? I was like, oh, Brenner's or whatnot, you know. And I was like, my mom tried steak 48. I've never tried it. I kind of want to go. And he's like, too many black people there. And I'm like, bro, I wanted to slap him in the face, bro, but you can't. You got to keep it professional. And I was like, what's wrong with black people, bro? And he goes, but he saw my face. I was mad. I was like, what's wrong? He's like, man, nothing. Just, you know, they're just there to take pictures. But he got nervous after that. He stopped talking. But it's like, that's what I hate. Cocky, arrogant.
Because that's something like unspoken that you should just know not to say some shit like that. You know what I'm saying? But like, we still have to sit here and train you.
But you know what's crazy? Like, a lot of people, like, you never notice, like, people don't know a lot of things. Like, they'll come in, like, you'll have people call the barbershop talking about,
y'all open?
yes, like, if I answered the phone, bro, like, we're open. Or they come in like,
nah, bro,
is this the barbershop? Like, what? Are you guys cutting right now?
You cut my type of hair?
Yeah, like, bro, sit down. Shut up. Let me cut your hair. Let me show you what I can do. Like, and people always get mad at me because, like,
You're a smart mouth.
yeah, like, if somebody says something stupid, like, I'll just be like somebody was, hey, are you busy? And I'll just be like, right now? Yes. And then and then just walk out or something like that. But, you know, I've changed. but it still just like gets under my skin.
And I think that's what separates us from other barbers, though. See, Manny and I share a lot of same views. Like, clients can get under our skin, but we know how to control those emotions, how to not to, like, you know, like, I have clients call me, hey, bro, I'm trying to get in on Friday, bro. I checked your booking site. It shows that you're booked. Yeah. Is there any openings?
Yeah.
Say, bro.
No. Like, I was in Jamaica and I had to fire this client too. Like, I told him, I was like, hey man, I'm outside of the country. Like, I can't get to nobody. Like, as soon as I get in, you know, book with me there, da 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 da. But then he's like texting me like, hey bro, I really need your help. Like, this and this. Like, I'm trying to cut my, like, he's calling me and I keep telling him like, hey, they charge by the text message. So like, whatever you got to do, like, just pray about it. You know what I mean? Like, just
leave it to the Lord.
But like, he just, are you there? Can you help me out? And I'm like, bro, please stop. And then he will always ask those stupid questions like, you know, are you on a booking site? And I send him the information like, yes, I'm on Booksy, da 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 da. Like, well, how do you book? Bro, just do it. Just download it. It'll show you how to do it, man. Like, just do it. And like, he'll just always ask that question like, if I got to hold your hand for everything, like,
Exactly.
like, you probably, I'm not that patient. And that's something I got to work on. I understand that's a flaw about myself, but like, I'm not mentally like mature for that. You know what I mean?
It takes a lot of patience, bro.
Honestly, because you have to train your client pretty much. You have to put them in their place.
Yeah.
Before they try to take advantage of them and make you their little.
Yeah.
Yeah, and you know, like, I feel like, yeah, I used to work in the hood. You know, now we work in a nice area. We do encounter people that do have a little bit more money, and you know, they're privileged or they, you know, entitled.
They feel like they are. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And well, first of all, you need to use your book now button on Instagram. You don't have one.
Oh, see, I'm trying to figure that out too. There's a lot of things I
have like last time I checked you, I was gonna try to check your prices, and you didn't have a book now button.
I just put the Booksy link in my profile.
I got you after the podcast, bro. I got you with the book now button.
Thank you for lacing me up, man. I need all that.
I was like, you on Booksy? I didn't even know, because I went to your page, you know, trying to stalk you. And I'm just kidding. Same client, bro. I've been trying to get him to book online for years. He's been my client for 10 years. Mm-hmm. And he's paying me pretty well throughout the years, every week, in and out. And when I got a booking system, he just wasn't having it. You know, it's like, oh, I don't need to. I'll call you. Yeah. Like, I don't need to book. Like, I'll call you. That's how I got it. And I think about a year and a half ago, he wanted to book for his son.
Yeah.
And I was like, well, book online. Well, why can't I just tell you? Is because if you allow people to book you online or I mean, to call you or text you, then what's the point of the booking site? The point of the booking site is for you not to lose time, you know?
Yeah.
And I used to text back in the day, like till 2020, bro, like, or 2019, like texting people, yeah, I got a 3, 4, 5 p.m. available, which one? And then they'll text back late and they're already gone. So it was like a hassle. So I'm like, check this out, bro. Like, this is how you book, right? Yeah. I'm showing him my phone. I'm showing him the website. I'm trying to have him go through the booking site, and he does this. Nah, man, I'm not doing that. That's not what I pay you for.
Yeah.
And I was like, I stayed quiet, let it, and I called him. I was like, hey, man, like, nah, you pay me to cut your hair.
Yeah.
You know, so you got it booked just like everyone else. I have you booked every week, but you let that be the last time you talk to me like that.
Yeah.
You know,
you got to set the tone, because there's a lot of people, like, they always try to test the waters, and you got those people who are habitual line steppers. Like, if this is the line, like, they'll get as close to it, or like keep stepping, like tapping that. And so I just let them know off rip, like, okay, this is my thing. You know, if you're 5 minutes late, I can't get you. I'm on a strict schedule. Like, this is my booking information. And like, when people don't get that, okay, obviously I'm not the barber for you. Like, you know, most people can understand this, but I do make exceptions for like the older people, like 50, 60. Yeah. Like, you know, I got a guy who calls me faithfully, like, hey, can you get me in? And I will do that because like, he respects, like, the sweetest guy ever, man.
I think
like,
it's the way they talk to you.
Yeah. Like they treat you with respect, and like, they'll just be like, look, if you can get me in, that's cool. If you can't, like, can we choose a different day? And I'll go to the extra links to make those, you know, people, not those people just like, you're going to cut my hair.
Exactly.
No, I'm
So
not.
that guy was like trying to like this. You do this because I'm telling you to, with that attitude, right?
Yeah.
And then and people don't know this, and I'll say it to the camera, and I'll probably put it on TikTok later. For me, it's not how much you pay me sometimes.
Yeah.
You know, because you could pay me a lot of money, but you might ask me the wrong way. Like, hey, I had a client. Hey, give me Thursday at 7. I'm close. Well, but you don't have nobody. I said no, but I leave at 7. Well, why can't you cut me?
Yeah.
With that attitude, right? But then I have clients text me, hey, Jimmy, dude, and faithful clients, good clients, and they're like, dude, man, look, I tried booking for Friday, I tried booking for Thursday, and you're booked, man. But man, check this out, man. I have this important meeting with my job, and I'm really trying to get fresh, dude. Is there any way that you could get me in? If you can't, then I understand. But I'm really trying to look fresh, and I'll take care of you. So you know what? I'll book him at 7. Why?
Yeah.
Because you spoke to me in a way that, hey, dude, can you please get me? Like, if not, you know, I'm just gonna have to stick it out.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But those people respect you, and
They have to see at the end of the day, it's a business, but they're dealing with a person at the end of the day, right?
Exactly. And all money is not good money, bro.
Yeah.
Like, I
we
don't
still
care how rich
expect
you are.
respect. We still expect for you to be on time, to respect my time,
Yes.
respect my job. I still expect that out of you. No matter how cool I am with you, no matter if I've chilled with you out of work.
Yeah.
When it comes to work, I still expect that out of you. You know
and
what I mean?
I'm a man first, so like I demand respect first.
Yeah.
Like you cross that line, like all this professionalism, all this stuff,
Goes out the
all
window.
that shit goes out the window. Like, and I'm not even a violent person. You know what I mean? So
I'd be scared of you though.
like, it's cool. Like, it's cool. I mean, I'm not the violent person. I don't look for problems, but like, if you're looking for those problems, I'll make you wish that you didn't want it. You know what I mean? So like, that's why. Just like Kevin Gates be saying, like, I give my respect first.
Yeah.
So like when I violate, like you knew it was coming. Like I always, yes sir, no ma'am, da 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 da. So once you step over that line and I react,
You can't
had
blame me for it.
Yeah, you can't blame me for it.
Yeah.
So it's just, you know.
Because the way I see it, like that's the only place in the world that I have full control of. Is that little square right there, you know.
Exactly.
And I'll be damned like if you finna come in and try to like run me on my thing.
Yeah.
you know?
I control this. You know what I mean?
Especially because I know I'm not no asshole like that. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
Like especially because I know I'm gonna be as professional as I can.
So I just can't take it from those people that have money. Now they think they're above people. Like, yeah, you got money, and I get it, but don't let it get you like that. I had a client who was a millionaire, bro. Everybody knew he was a millionaire, and man, he would pay me a lot of money every week. But he would come in, he was like, hold my coffee, charge my phone, turn on the AC, change the TV, like just expecting and demanding. And I took it because I wanted to tap into that type of clientele. I wanted to tap in. And at one point I just got tired of it. And I think a lot of people know I went to prison for a little bit. And when I got out, I texted all my clients but him.
Yeah.
He was my highest paying client, number one client, really. And he texted me. He's like, I can't believe, because he found out through other friends, small circle. He was like, I can't believe you didn't text your number one client. I knew he was my number one client, money-wise. And I texted him back. I was like, who told you were my number one client? Mm-hmm. And he never came back after that. It's like, I don't need your money. Like, not if you're going to treat me like that.
Exactly.
Yeah. Like,
exactly. I'd rather not deal with you.
Yeah.
Make that little 40,
Put me
50
in a
off.
bad mood, bro.
so
Honestly.
speaking of that, would you be a celebrity barber? Because I know celebrities always have like these crazy things,
Yeah.
like
I wouldn't, just to not deal with the whole ego, bro. And it's crazy because like I be going, like when I be hooping with people, right? And they see the shirt and they're like, oh shit, you cut hair, blah blah. The first thing that everybody always says, because I guess that's the way they see success. They're like, man, just wait, bro. A few years, like you'll be cutting celebrities by the time you know it. And in my head, I'm like, bro, like I don't even want that. Like that's not even in my vision because I don't even want to deal with the shit. You know?
I want the everyday person. Like, I mean, I want to make. This is my thing. Like, I want to make all my clients feel like a celebrity. You know what I mean? Like, I want my service to be so top notch that they feel like they are special, and that's what's gonna set them apart. Like, yeah, they can fade, like they can do all that enhancement stuff, but that, like, what about the experience? Like, haircutting is like 20% of it, but it's the experience that you bring to your clients, and that's my main focus.
Have y'all read that book, The Rich Barber by Chico Torres?
No.
Man, dude, Game changer. He kind of puts it in this perspective of like if you go to like a La Quinta or you go to like a 5-star hotel, right? The 5-star hotel is gonna be waiting for you. They know your name when you walk in. They got your reservations ready for you, right? So I mean, and you could tell when you go in there, right? How much nicer it is. How much everybody got a smile on their face, ready to greet you, ready for you. You know what I mean? As opposed to you go over here, you pay $60 a night, yeah, but you might have roaches in your shit. You know, you might have something going on there.
Yeah.
So. I mean, there's so much gems in that book, but that's a big one.
I have to read it. I know I seen his shop. Like it's pretty simple, but I couldn't follow him after he wore a little tank top too. You seen him? You saw him? He went. He's pretty big, so he went in Hollywood to like one of those shows with like celebrities. That fool came out with a leather jacket, but it was short, and then he had a white tank top. So he was showing like his belly, like if he was a girl, like a crop top, bro. And I was like, yo, Chuck, I got unfollowed.
To each his own, man. Like I don't really care about that. Like that's trivial to me. But like I just want to make like that impact. Yeah. Like I want to make that impact to where like people know who I am just because of like of what I do and how I treat them and all that stuff. Like I don't know.
And it's funny, you're a celebrity to your clients because they think like most of our clients probably go tell their friends, hey, my barber the best.
That's what I'm saying. And you be feeling so cold, bro. Like, you just be like, bro.
Another one he talks about in the book is like how well you come groomed to work, because and everybody's guilty on it. Everybody is, but man, bro, the first year when I was at barber college, I swear to God, you wouldn't see me one day at the shop not fresh.
I heard you were like wearing button-ups.
Oh, bro, yeah, I was wearing button-ups. I remember I was tucking my shirt sometimes, or even just like the collar ones, right? But all the time, that's what it was. And like, you would never catch me slipping on the way I look.
Bro, I'm big, so like, you gonna get this belly, bro. Like, I'm sorry, you gonna get this belly. Like, I try to dress comfortable. I know some people, you know, I want to get to the point where you know I see those old school barbers that got like 3-piece suits on. They take off their jacket just to do a shave and stuff like that. Like
that's fly, bro.
That's fly, like, bro. That's fly,
and I gotta lose weight first.
You gotta imagine like. Because this is the way I see it. You know, JB, huh?
Yeah.
Okay. When I went to barber college, JB always had a button up and boots.
He's still like that.
Don't miss it one day, bro. And I don't care where he's at. Sometimes he ain't even going outside. It don't matter.
Like JB is the epitome of like professionalism.
The only shit that makes it look bad in barber college is that you had to wear that big ass smock. But if he didn't have it, if he was in his fit every day. Oh, bro, that alone
he still dresses like that. Like, come on, like bro. He does not miss a beat. Even if he wears like just like a t-shirt, like he got the matching shoes, but it like he carries himself and like he brings in the clientele. Like,
and that's one thing I always remembered about him because that's what stood him out, bro.
That's one thing I struggle with, bro, because I've always worked in the hood, so it's like I could wear what I want, and now like at least I try to match. I try to have my stuff branded, but. I came with jeans. It's like I'm so used to being comfortable that it's such a bad habit to kick out the door. Like that one time I brought that leather jacket, I was like, man, it's tough for me. But I know it makes a game changer.
But exactly. Yeah. It's a big difference, bro. Especially when you're trying to attract new people. Like your people, they know you. They know how you can come in Crocs and they gonna fuck with you, But when you talk about you want to attract somebody that pay 80, 100 or something like that. Then
you gotta set the tone, like, cause like when you feel fresh, like everybody knows, like when you're on top of your game, like you just got that slow walk, that little music in the background, like some random wind blowing and shit. Like, bro, that's
like when I came in my polo and my jeans and I had my hair cut, like I felt fresh. You look that saying, you look good, you feel good. It really does impact
people. And it's like unconsciously thinking, like this man took his time to come to work today. He don't look like he rolled out of bed. He look like he has a schedule. He looks like he takes care of himself. Like
people see that. Image.
First impression is the biggest.
And I want to touch back on celebrities. I've cut some famous soccer players. That's how I really kind of blew up in the Hispanic community. I've always been pretty busy, and I started cutting like ex-professionals or professionals from like Salvador, Central American national teams, and they weren't that big, but in the Hispanic community, like it's a big wow. So I'm posting these pictures. People are like, dude, I can't believe you're cutting the team captain from my national team, and I'm like, yeah, bro. So I started getting deeper and deeper, and at one time I was cutting this MLS team, Minnesota, and they called me for the hotel. I started, like, people were calling me, And I remember cutting 3 people that night. And I'm not going to say his name. But everybody was chill, bro. The young cats that were playing FIFA, bro. We were chilling. You know, I was cutting these players. And one guy, they were pretty known in that team. He's like, I cut his hair. I was trying to make conversation with him, you know, like just with everybody else. And he just wasn't having it. And when I finished cutting his hair, I showed him the mirror. I was like, okay, you good. So I'm like cleaning him up. He grabs the cape. He throws it. He's like, hey, man, pay the guy, man. Like, telling his teammates, like, you know, you pay him. And he just walked out. I was like,
damn, dog.
So cocky, bro. You know what's funny? And then I have another guy who was kind of cocky. The Costa Rican guy, Calvo, I'll say his name. You know, he's the one who actually plugged me in. But you could tell he carried himself in a little arrogant way. It's cool, you play ball. And he was like, hey, what is your, you know, how much you charge? Because I would be like, yo, I'm going to charge you half the price of a house call. If you take pictures with me, if you post me on the gram, and you give me some free tickets, because they always get free tickets. He's like, all right, I got you. He's like, but there's this one dude. He doesn't want pictures. He just wants you to cut his hair. How much is it going to be? I said, 150. That's my price for house calls. He's like, he'll pay you. He'll pay you. He just doesn't want pictures. He just wants you to cut his hair. So the guy who didn't want pictures, he was huge. He played for the Argentina national team. Played in Europe. You know, I kind of didn't know, but afterwards I found out. And I'm cutting his hair, and he's like, hey, man, what's up? So we get to talking about grilling and all this. At the end, he's like, yo, he was the coolest one. Not cocky. Made millions compared to these guys who were trying to be cocky to me. The guy, he was huge. He ended up, he's like, you know what? I like you, bro. I'm going to pay you your full price. I'm going to take pictures. I'm going to give you tickets for you and your family, bro. I really liked you, bro. Yeah. Appreciate it. Yeah. And it's funny because the little celebrity ones, they're barely coming up. They were like, yeah, man, you know, like take off his cape. And the one that was the biggest, he treated me the nicest. So it's like, you don't know. And like, you don't want to.
That's why I'm never like starstruck by people, because like everybody, like all celebrities want their ego stroked at least like one time. Like, oh my God, you're this, and this. Like, I met some pretty chill, like, but I met this one comedian, and like, you know, I was actually like outside of myself, like, oh my God, I can't believe you, da. Like, I was just like, bro, like, could I get a picture with you or something? He looked me dead in my face, was just like, hell no. I just kept walking. What? And I was just like, damn, bro. And he from my city too. Like, that's crazy. But I mean, no love lost again.
Yeah. We tend to create the image in our head at the end of the day, you know?
Yeah, like.
But once you get to know them, because I've gotten some celebrity, you know, soccer players, once they sit in your chair plenty times, then they're just normal people.
Yeah.
They're just normal people.
Like, I've cut a couple baseball players, professional baseball players. Like, they're pretty chill. And plus, like, it's the fact that, like, I'm just like, oh my God, you're so-and-so. Like, I'll just be like, what's up, bro?
Treat him like a human.
Like, yeah, you want a haircut or not? Like, I don't care about that stuff. Like,
at first I was starstruck, but now you kind of know. Like, you kind of put up a front. Like, yeah, bro. So, bro, you want to cut?
Exactly.
Like
I'm the professional here.
Yeah.
You know?
So I ain't even gonna front. Like, I don't even watch baseball like that. So when they tell me, I'm like, oh, okay, that's what's up, man. Yeah. Like, you know what I mean? Like, keep doing what you're doing, and I always try to be supportive of like what they trying to do, because it takes a different level, you know, of focus to like reach that goal. So like, you know, I'm trying to be like you, but in my lane.
Exactly.
So look out. You know what I mean? So.
Well, I think we can go ahead and wrap it up now. We're hitting that 1 hour mark.
Oh, dang, that's crazy.
It flew by. But y'all go ahead and follow me on Instagram at FreshCutManny.
Ruck the Barber on Instagram. Rucker 987 on TikTok too.
So subscribe, share, like our videos, so the algorithm, you know, throws us out there. And follow me. I just changed my screen name on IG.
What is it?
Jimmy Elite Barber. No more J cuts. That was for back in the day. Everybody want to be J cuts. I want to be more professional. So Jimmy Elite Barber at Instagram, and on TikTok, Jimmy Cruz.
Okay. All right, cool. We'll see you on the next one.
All right, peace out, y'all.